Well, welcome back here to CT Style. Now, besides our show, Teresa, this is one of the hottest shows on television.
That's what I hear, and our very own Meghan Yost recently got a chance to sit down with two of its stars. Hi, Meghan.
Hi, Teresa. It won the 2016 People's Choice Award for Best Cable Sci-Fi Fantasy Series. The 18th century drama Outlander is returning this Saturday for an all-new series. Take a look. Joining me now is Caitriona, Balfe, and Sam Heughan. When you guys first took on the project, did you ever dream Outlander would be as big of a hit as it is?
No, I mean, I think when you first get a job, you've no real idea how it's going to turn out. You hope that it will be watched by someone, but the success that's happened with this show, it's really been, it's been quite outstanding and quite a shock, I think.
Yeah, and sort of traveling all over the world on a press tour and seeing how far-reaching the show has become and how much anticipation there is for season 2, it's really very exciting.
Speaking of season 2, you left off on a very intense note. What can we expect from your characters on season 2 of the show?
Yes, we pick up where we left off with Jamie and Claire, and they've travelled to Paris to change history and to stop fate. They want to infiltrate the French court and to undermine the Jacobite cause. But Ron has done a great job on season 2, and actually there's a lot more there with Claire's character, without giving away too many spoilers.
Well, I think as we've seen from the trailer, we do start off with Claire back in the 40s, which I think was a really bold storytelling move. So you almost get the end of the season at the very beginning, and then for the rest of the season you find out how we got to that point. But it's some great stuff. I think it's a very different show to last season, both visually and story-wise, but hopefully it's as good.
I'm sure it will be. For many viewers in season 1, Jamie is the epitome of an adoring husband, and Claire is now pregnant, as we know. Will Jamie be just as caring in season 2?
Oh yes, well we've certainly travelled a great distance. Season 1 was about these two individuals getting to know each other and about the young lovers and the honeymoon period. And season 2 definitely is, feels more like a grown-up marriage or a grown-up relationship with all its complexities. And on a personal level, they're having some problems. Jamie is still affected by the trauma of season 1, but also Claire is pregnant, so there is a lot of hope as well. But it does take a lot for them to reconnect, and it takes time to heal their relationship.
And as you guys just mentioned a little bit earlier, this season is in Paris, set in Paris. Which do you prefer filming in, Paris, France, or Scotland?
Well, the first half of our season is set in Paris, and then for the second half we do go back to Scotland, but unfortunately we didn't get to film in Paris, France. We were in our studio in Scotland, or we went to Prague for the exteriors, which was beautiful. I think if we could spend more time in Prague, we probably would have.
Yes, it's a very fun place. I think our crew had a good time there.
Yeah, but Scotland feels like the home of our show, and it felt like we'd come home when we went back to that part of the storyline.
And the show is based on the book series Outlander. Do you think that the show stays true to the books?
We make the show, to follow these books, and we make the show for the fans of the books. I think Stars and Sony, they've really tried to keep closely to them. However, there are some little surprises in our show. Obviously, you can't adapt a book completely to a sort of episodic TV show, but yeah, Ron has done a very good job at sort of balancing or making this fine balance between the two.
And speaking of staying authentic, Caitriona, the dresses that you wear, they look so authentic from the era. Are they as authentic as they look?
Oh yes. Terry does a lot of research, and she is adamant that you do things the way they were, and I think it gives the show such an authenticity. But all of my costumes, down to the stockings and all the under petticoats and the cages and the bum rolls and the corsets, it's all there. But I think, I think it shows on screen. I think it's all in the details.
Absolutely. And Sam, I know you recently found out that you have an interesting fan, William Shatner. He watches Outlander. What was it like to find out that he's a fan of the show?
I am a big fan of Williams. You know, I grew up watching Star Trek, and I'm a bit of a Trekkie. But you know, he's just he's a great character, and we have a lot of fun on social media, a lot of chat. And I was very fortunate, actually. I went out for dinner with him last week in Los Angeles, and yeah, it's kind of a great moment for me to meet sort of one of my heroes.
Most definitely. Season 2 of Outlander premieres this Saturday, April 9th on Starz. Caitriona, Sam, thank you so much for joining me on CT Style.
Thank you so much, Meghan.